Hi, I'm Zoe McEwen, UK Academy Wedding and Event Planning course consultant for the UK. And today I've got a Google Hangout. I'm going to chat with one of our students, Hannah Rogers. Hi, Hannah.
Hi.
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 Thank you for sorting out childcare and getting this time to chat to us. I know it's precious time, Hannah, and I really appreciate it. And I think the other students will too. New students, existing students really like to get to see our students and to chat and to know how you found it and get a little bit of advice back from you. So I think that's always useful. So thank you. I do appreciate it.
Thank you for asking me.
No problem. Can we just start? Which course are you doing?
The diploma in wedding planning, styling and design.
Okay. And how long have you been doing that? When did you enroll?
The end of May, I think it was.
Okay, so you're doing really quite well, because not that long. You're keeping quite good momentum with it. Do you know how far you've got?
I've just finished assignment 4.
All right, so you're about halfway through.
Yeah.
About halfway through. So before you enrolled, we just got sort of rewind. What were you doing, and what was life like, and what did you happen sort of in May to make you decide to enroll in the course?
Well, before I was doing this, I was in retail.
Mm-hmm.
When I found out I was pregnant, I was living in Northamptonshire, which is where my partner's from. And when I found out I was pregnant, we moved back down to my hometown, which obviously meant me leaving my job. So I had all this spare time on my hands, didn't know what to do with it. So I did sign up to another wedding planning course just with a general online college.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very outdated. There wasn't really any tutor support, and I finished it just feeling like I was nowhere near ready to get into the industry. And then I found you.
Okay, so you just did some online research, found us, and it all sort of seemed right. It appealed. I mean, students say the combination of the detail they think they're going to get and the tutor support does seem to lend itself to work. And also we're directing our courses for people that are actually going to go out and work, so they're not sometimes other colleges, there's lots of research or essay writing and things which aren't particularly going to help you. I think we're targeting those people that really are ready, feel they're ready, and are just looking for that extra confidence and knowledge to get out in the workplace. So
this one's a lot better. The tutor support is brilliant. Even the community of being able to talk to other students, I think, helps a lot. And it's just so much more in depth, and I actually feel like when I finish it, I'm going to be ready to look into it.
Oh, good. Yeah, I think the student Facebook group works really well now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When I go on there and there's different bits of sharing of information, it all seems really nice and very helpful and supportive, because you're all sharing a similar aim, and you're less afraid, it seems. People are less afraid to ask a question that they might have thought was a silly question, because it's to fellow students rather than to a student. I was thinking, that's interesting that people have asked that question, because I would have assumed that perhaps that was more obvious. And then I think, well, of course it isn't. When you're starting out, I'm glad you find that useful too. Yeah, good. So how do you study the course? Do you do it on a laptop, phone, iPad? How do you?
I was doing it on the laptop, but we've recently got a new desktop, so I usually use that. Sometimes I look at it on my phone when I'm in bed, which is quite that's quite helpful. It's been asked to chill out in bed and read it.
Is it a son you've got, or a daughter?
A son.
And how old's he now then?
He'll be 3 in December.
Okay, so still, quite lively.
Just a bit.
Yeah, so does he go to like playgroup and stuff?
He'll be starting in January, so I'll have a bit more spare time then.
Okay, well, you're still, as I said, you're doing quite well, and you've got quite good motivation for the course. And how do you manage that? How do you keep that motivation? Do you set aside specific time to do it?
Not particularly. Whenever I've got an hour here and there where he's sat down watching telly or something, I try and fit in little bits here and there. Occasionally in the evening I try to, but usually by then I'm ready to just lay down and do nothing.
No, just
I do try and set little targets for myself, like get that project done by this date, and but it's not a chore for me. I enjoy doing it, so I fit it in.
No, I think it's good to set the targets. It's a natural thing to do. If you're moving into this industry and wanting to be organized, finding ways to motivate yourself in whatever job you're doing by setting little targets is really good practice to get into for everything. You know, there's always going to be the jobs that you don't really want to do, that you put off. And if we learn not to do those and to get them out of the way and find easier ways to motivate ourselves, then I think that, you know, that's a good thing if the course is already starting to help you to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
So so you're at home with your son, and then you've also had been trying to get yourself out there in the industry, haven't you? So what else have you been trying to do? What do you
I've recently picked up an internship. It was the end of June, I think it was. So I haven't done too much on it yet, but it's with a wedding supplier directory and a blog online. Unique. And again, it's ideal because I can do a lot of it from home, such as the blog writing and contacting the suppliers. But I have also been on 2 photo shoots with them as well. One of them was like a big high fashion styled shoot with loads of people involved. The other one was for them, their rebranding. So that was interesting to see. And I've met so many amazing suppliers already. So that's really helpful.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. I mean, all of that is great experience, isn't it? Blogging is something that a lot of our students think they'll do and aren't sure how to do it or how to get started on it. But as you said, it's very flexible from home. So it's a great thing to just dabble in and find your niche and see where it goes. I mean, you're doing it for somebody else. So do you have specific things to blog about, or are you quite open?
She usually gives me something to blog about, or some photos, and pretty much just lets me run with it. So it's quite flexible in that respect.
Okay, so how did you get that post? How did she did you have to produce something, or did she see a blog, or?
I saw it advertised on Twitter. Someone had retweeted it from her, and I read through it, and everything I could do pretty much. So I just emailed her and explained what I was doing, where I wanted to go with it, and I met up with her, and she took me on.
Oh, right. Okay. So yeah, so a personal meeting. So you were able to express a bit more about who you were and what you liked, that kind of thing. Is it quite a specific niche, the blog, or can you?
It's more aimed towards the unique and alternative brides, which is what I was going towards anyway. So all of the suppliers that she has will be really useful for me in the future as well.
Yeah, that's good. So you're doing your networking at the same time.
Yeah.
And also, I think with the networking, you just build confidence, don't you?
Yes, definitely. That was a bit of an issue for me to start with. Getting out of my comfort zone has been a big learning curve for me. Yeah,
but you've done it, haven't you? And I think that I'm going to move because I'm getting darker and darker. I'm going to try it this way. That's it. I think that the people that make a success of it are those people that think, actually, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I am going to have to do it.
Yeah,
nobody's going to bring it to me.
Yeah.
And when you realize that and you think, okay, well, I'm going to try it, you don't have to, just try a little bit of something. And yours was just replying to a tweet, and that's how easy. And then hopefully you can build on that and then move that into something yourself. So what are you thinking for the future? What are you seeing now?
Ultimately, in my long-term goal is to have my own business. Oh, sorry, it cut out then. Yeah, my own business in the long term. Obviously, meeting all these new suppliers now, I'm keeping my eyes and ears open for any opportunities that come up. My main goal is just to get the course finished at the moment, because I know nothing about the business side of stuff. So those final units are really going to help me out.
So you're heading into those units towards the end of the course, where you need to maybe take your time a little bit over them, slow down and really think, am I going to do this as a hypothetical company, or am I going to do this as the company I really think I want to have? And if you want to do it as your real company, then as I said, just take your time. There is business planning, sales and marketing, social media stuff. The more detail you can put into whatever you send back to me, your tutor, the better it will be for you in the long run. So try not to cut corners when you get to the business unit. Some people who aren't really sure what they're doing or where they're going, or maybe go through it too quickly, just hand in something that's quite generic about social media. I would use Pinterest, and I could, you know, if you can be very specific with, are you going to start a blog? How many times are you going to blog a week? Once, maybe once a month. What are you going to blog about? Are you going to have a strategy, you know, for the year? Are you going to hit certain key dates? Are you going to have a mix of your own blogging, guest blogging, that kind of, you know, the more detail that you can think through your future business plan, the better and the easier it will be for you. At the time, it is hard work, but if you, like with anything, you know, if you don't sit down and think that through, you won't achieve it.
Yeah. I have started to sort of think about my branding and stuff already, because I've set up my Facebook page.
Yeah.
I have got my own blog, but I've not updated it too much recently because I've been doing the other blog. But yeah, I'm getting there with it.
Yeah, and it's a lovely time. It's a really interesting time as well, when you think, actually, I can set up and I can do any business I like. I can make it look the way I want it to look on the screen. I can attract certain people. I can say stuff. You know, you can say anything. You can make it sound the way you want it to sound, to attract those people. And I think that's fascinating. I remember I did lots and lots and lots of research of other people's websites, what I liked, what I didn't like, and all that kind of stuff. And then eventually started to just hone in on it, and then thought, actually, now I have just got to go for it. You know, I am going to just do this. And I did get someone to design it for me, because I think that just looks a bit more professional.
Yeah.
Then it did just evolve. You know, she was like, well, I need some, you know, what are you going to put on this? What are you going to write? What are you going to put on this page? I need something. I'll upload it by tomorrow. And I was like, okay, I better write it, you know, and did all of that. But then I sort of came back to it maybe 6 months to a year later and thought, actually, I'm just going to tweak it slightly, because it's not quite reflecting the brand that I now think I am. You know, so don't be afraid to have one version and then maybe slightly tweak it. That's quite normal when you get yourself out there, and then you start to see who is connecting with you, and you think, oh, I'm maybe not finding the right people, or actually they are connecting with me. This is great, but this is what they want, and I can offer more of that.
Okay.
If you get me. So the other thing when you get to those business units is just ask lots of questions. If there's anything you need, you know, use me, use your tutors, use the academy as a resource, the advisory board, and you know, we all have our own business in the industry, so I'm sure that we can help with any queries that you have as you go along. But just, you've already started, just, you know, take it steady. If you can do it alongside the course, so it sort of works best as well. So rather than sort of doing the course and then thinking about the setting up the business, if you just take it as the units take you through it.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
If you can. It doesn't always work like that. Sometimes you have a vision and you just want to plow on with that vision and then maybe see if it's going to work later.
Yeah.
But as you've already started and you've got your brain thinking it through, then that's great. And for setting up the business, it's going to be all about getting your name out there. So you need to just start.
I'm trying to do that now.
Yeah, you are doing that, and you will be. But just being as creative as you can. Just thinking of as many different ways and ideas as you can get yourself out there, but also maybe diversifying a bit. If you've got other skills that you can offer, like you said, you were looking at suppliers and things, seeing if there's anything else out there. So it doesn't have to be initially just wedding planning. You could work with designers or work on styled shoots, and just allow yourself a little bit to just explore and see what else is out there as well that might work for you.
Yeah, definitely.
It doesn't have to be just, I'm going to do this one and this path. there are lots of different avenues in this industry, lots of different ways of getting into it, and so I think just allow yourself to explore those as well as you go through. So do you have any questions for me? Are you
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, that's
good.
good.
As I go along, but
yeah, and that's fine. Just keep in touch, and as you upload stuff or as we send feedback through, if it doesn't make sense or if you want a bit more of an understanding, then please do get in touch, because everybody is approaching it slightly differently and everybody's looking for a different end result from it. So you know, it's very personal, so don't be afraid to kind of ask for more information if you need it about what you're doing specifically. And then once you finish the course, we'll still be here too. Anything you need to get in touch with us, and once you have got your blog or your website established, then, you know, again, get in touch, because we'll just put that on our Facebook pages and advertise it for you, and hopefully, you know, help you, support you through that, getting your first jobs.
Brilliant, thank you.
No, it's exciting times, isn't it, when you think, actually, I can do this for myself and make this work. So is your aim sort of for when your son starts school to really be? Yeah,
I think when he starts preschool in January, I'll really get stuck into it. I've already got stuck into it, but it's easier when he's not there, as horrible as it may sound, to just think it all through. And
it's true, it's the juggling, it's 50-50, because a lot of what's great about the job is its flexibility, and that you can start part-time and do things from home, and a lot of the difficulties are the fact that you're starting part-time and you are at home and there's distractions. So if you've learned that already and learning to work with that, then I think you'll be fine in the future.
Yeah, definitely, it's all practice.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so thank you very much for your time, Hannah.
Well, thank you for asking.
No, our pleasure. Thank you. And also thank you on, you know, making a success so far of what you've done, keeping yourself motivated, and looking out for those extra opportunities for yourself. You know, the course can help you so far, but it has to be you in the end that gets out there, and you're proof of that, proof of how you've made it work and taken that sort of next step for yourself. So well done.
Thank you.
It's all right. Right, I'll go back and then look for your next assignment now, if your son's off and away and you've got a few hours to yourself.
Yeah, I've got a couple of hours. I'm just about to crack on with some more. So
yeah, okay, I know what it's like. Anyway, thanks very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.